Hello, dear students. How are you today? Are you fine? Great. I'm fine too, and I'm very happy to be with you again. Welcome to our class of Aprender a Estudar em Casa. I am Leonilda de Barros, your English teacher. Before starting the class, as usually, I always advise you to take the cautions to prevent from COVID-19. So, what we must do? Wash the hands, wear the mask, and keep social distance. This keeps us safe from COVID-19. Dear ones, are you ready to start our class? Do you have your books there? You can open your book on page 51 to start our lesson. If you look at the board, you can tell me if you can guess what are we going to talk about today. We have a food and someone is eating. Someone is using knife and fork to eat. Can you guess what is the place where we go to eat? Fine, the place is restaurant. So today we're working on unit number 3 at the restaurant. Let's see our agenda for today. What are we learning today? Today we're learning the restaurant vocabulary and also how to order and ask for the bill. You can open your book. We are going to work on page 51 to 58, right? Let's start. When you think about restaurant, what are the words that comes to your mind? You think about food, you think about the place, the table, okay? But do you know how do we call the person who cooks the food that we eat at the restaurant? Can you tell me? Excellent, it's cook. The person who cooks is chef or cook. Chef and cook, they are not exactly the same thing, but they both cook, all right? And can you tell me how do we call the person who serves the food at the restaurant? The person who serves the food can be woman or can be man. When the person is woman, we call waitress. And when this person is a man, we call waiter. Can you repeat? Chef, cook, waitress, and waiter. Let's now see different words. At the restaurant, the people who come to the restaurant to eat, how do we call this person, these people? If you go to the restaurant, it means that you are a guest, okay? You see, a woman and a man, a couple, they go to the restaurant, so they are guests. They are going to eat at the restaurant. And when they arrive at the restaurant, what do? They ask for a table, of course. And they tell to the waiter or waitress, the table is for how many people? You can say, for example, a table for 2, please, or a table for 5, please. For 2 people or for 5 people, all right? When you ask for a table and you sit at the table, now the waiter brings the menu. Sometimes you can find the menu already on the table in certain restaurants. But if the menu is not on the table, you can ask for the menu, or the waiter simply brings the menu because they know you need to check the food. So what happens at the table? You asked for the table, now you are at the table, and you have the menu. What you do then? You look at the menu, and you order the food and the drinks. Of course, you are at the restaurant to eat and to drink. So you look and you choose the food you want to eat and the drinks you want to drink. Then, these are some examples. Look at the menu. Let's look an example of menu, okay? If you go to the restaurant at lunchtime in the afternoon or at dinner time in the evening, you may ask for Foods like starter. And what is starter? Starter can be soup or can be finger food. Foods that are lighty. Okay, I can say lighty. Okay, then you ask for starter and then you ask for the main dishes or the main course. The main dishes are fish, salad, or chicken. The other food different from the starters. And when you finish eating the main dishes, maybe you will want to ask for dessert. And what is dessert? Dessert is something sweet you eat after the lunch or after the dinner or after the main course, okay? Can be ice cream, chocolate cake or other types of cake, pudding, okay? Something sweet. And you can ask for drinks too. Juice, natural juice, beverage like soda and others. You can ask for water, tea, coffee, milkshake, okay? These are different types of drink you can ask at the restaurant, okay? So that was our menu. If I ask you, what is a menu? How do you answer? Menu is the list of food and drink you can choose from at the restaurant. Very nice. So now, when you finish eating, okay, you enjoy the meal, everything was delicious, what do the guests do then? The guests must pay the bill. They must pay for the food and drink they eat. Yes, because we don't eat at the restaurant for free. We have to pay. So, the guests, do you remember what are guests? The people who eat at the restaurant? Yes, when they finish eating, they have to ask for the bill. How do they ask for the bill? They can say, can you bring the bill? Call the waiter, please, and ask to bring the bill. And what is a bill? Bill is the paper that shows how much you have to pay, okay? For example, you may have to pay 2,050 escudos for foods and drink you asked and you ate, okay? So, and how can you pay the bill? Maybe you have two different forms to pay the bill. You can pay in cash or you can pay by credit card, okay? Almost every restaurant, they have the credit card machine for the guests to pay the bill. So now, let's talk about the types of restaurant we may have to check and to choose when we decide to go to a restaurant. When you decide to go to a restaurant, for example, you want to eat a hamburger or hot dog or shawarma, which type of restaurant do you choose to go? And if you want to eat vegan pizza or something just made of vegetables and fruits, which type of restaurant do you decide or you choose to go? To any restaurant or to a specific restaurant? Let's see. We have the column A. These are the different dishes. In the column B, we have different types of restaurant. And in the column C, we have the different ingredients that are used to prepare the dishes. Okay? What we are going to do? We are going to match the dishes with the restaurant and the ingredients. Okay? Can we do it together? Can you help me to find? Let's see. What can you see in the picture? 1. This type of food is found in fast food restaurant. Very good. In fast food restaurant. And the picture 2, the food, the dish 2, is found in, can you tell me? In vegan restaurant. And now the third dish is found in Italian restaurant. Next, the picture fourth. Where can we find this food? We find in grill restaurant. And the last one, the fifth, we find in seafood restaurant. Excellent, perfect. I know you know some types of restaurant, but now let's find which ingredients are used to make these dishes, okay? Let's see. Number one, fast food restaurant, they use hamburger. Very good. Number two, we have vegan. They use tomato, avocado, and corn. Vegan restaurant, just vegetable. Now we have third one, pasta, Italian restaurant. Okay, Italians, they love pasta and pizza, and they are very good at making these types of dishes. Did you know? Now we have number four, grill with pork and beef. Let's see the last one, shrimp, crab, and fish. Okay, we have seafood, shrimp, crab, and fish. I could see that you are smart. You know some different types of restaurant. That's excellent. So, can you tell me which one is your favorite one? Mine is vegan restaurant, because in vegan restaurant we find healthy food, food that are very good for our body. But fast food restaurant, it's not so good, because hamburgers and hot dogs, they are delicious, but they are not too good for our body. Okay? We should not eat a lot. Thank you for your participation. You are smart. Now, dear ones, open your book on page 53 and listen to the dialogue. Okay? Good evening. Welcome to Chocolate Restaurant. Good evening. A table for three, please. Do you prefer indoors or outdoors? Indoors, please. It's a little bit windy. Certainly. Could you follow me, please? Here's the menu. Thank you. Are you ready to order? Yes. I don't want a starter. I'll have the barbecue special, please. How about you kids? I would like a Caesar salad for starters and a caciupa for the main course. Could I have the beef, please? Certainly. How would you like your beef? Rare, medium, or well done? Well done, please. Would you like to drink? Would you like to order a drink? 3 bottles of water is fine. Thank you. One moment, please. Your order is coming up. Now we finished reading the text, the dialogue. Look at the sentences and complete. Tell if they are true or false and justify your answer. Let's look at the sentences on the board. Can you read with me? Come on. Are these sentences true or false? Justify. To justify means to say why, to explain why the sentence is true or why it is false, okay? Are the sentences true or false? Justify your answer. If you say it's true, justify why according to the text. If you say it's false, justify according to the text, okay? Let's see the sentences. A, the family is having lunch. Say if it is true or false and justify why it's true or why it's false. B, the guests prefer to stay in the dining room. C, only Bia will have a starter. D, everybody is going to have pork. E, the guests have ordered 3 different drinks. Take a time and do the exercise. We will be back soon. correction time. Let's see what did you do. Sentence number 1, the family is having lunch. Is it true or false? It's false. Why is it false? Because the tests say it's evening. When they arrive, they say good evening. If they say good evening, it means it's evening. They will have dinner, not lunch, okay? The guests prefer to stay in the dining room. True or false? It's true because they said it's a bit windy. It's a bit windy and they didn't want to sit outdoor but indoor in the dining room, okay? Only Bia will have a starter. True or false? It's false. Why is it false? It's false because Bia's brother also asked for a starter or ordered the starter. Everybody's going to have pork. True or false? How did you do? It's false. Why? Because each one ordered a different food, okay? They chose a different food. The guests have ordered 3 different drinks. True or false? It is false. Why is it false? It's false because they ordered just water. All of them drank water, okay? Good job. You did a perfect job. I know you understood the text, okay? What is missing now in the dialogue? They didn't ask for the bill, but you can remember that we have seen how do we ask for the bill. When they finish eating, what should they do? They should ask for the bill. Waiter, please, can you bring the bill? And then they pay the bill. How can they pay the bill? In cash or by credit card. Thank you. You are paying attention. Now it's homework time. Let's look at the board what we have to do at home. On page 58 of your book, you have to research the types of restaurants in your town and present the result to your class, okay? Remember we talked about different types of restaurant? I forget to tell you, there is a very strange restaurant in Dubai. It's a restaurant made of ice. So it's a different restaurant. You can research the other types of restaurant in your town and take the result to your class to share with your colleagues, okay? And you can answer these questions beside. Which one is your favorite? From the restaurant you find out, tell to your colleagues and your teacher which one is your favorite restaurant. What would you order for starter, main course, and dessert in your favorite restaurant? When you go to your favorite restaurant, what are the food you would like to order, to eat? Which restaurant would you recommend to a friend? From all the restaurants that you discover, which one would you advise your friend to go? You think it's good. And then you write, I would recommend the restaurant because you explain why you recommend the restaurant, okay? Why it's a good restaurant. Because it's different, because the food are delicious, and something else. Which restaurant you wouldn't recommend a friend? From all the restaurants that you discovered, which one you say to your friend, no, don't go to that restaurant because it's not good. And explain why it's not good. You would start writing like this. I wouldn't recommend the restaurant because the food is not delicious, the service is poor, and blah, blah, blah. You say other things, why, the reason why you would not recommend to go, your friends to go to that restaurant, okay? If you have any doubt, please check with your teacher or someone that can help you doing your homework. Please do not forget to do your homework, okay? All right, let's let's check if you learned something from our class of today. Today we talked about restaurant and we learned some vocabulary related to restaurant. For example, waiter, cook, menu, breakfast, main course, dessert, order, pay bill, cash, credit card. If I ask you each one of these things, can you tell me? If I ask you what is a menu? Menu is the list of food you choose from. And who is the waiter? Waiter is the person that serves the food at the restaurant, okay? What is dessert? Dessert is something sweet we eat after the main course, after dinner or lunch, okay? How to order? When you are at the restaurant and you want to eat or drink something, how do we ask? A table for two, please. First, you ask for the table and you sit at the table, then you order the food and drink you want. When you finish eating, what must you do? You must pay the bill. And how you ask for the bill? You ask the waiter and you tell, can you bring the bill, please? Or can you please bring the bill? And the waiter brings the bill and you pay by cash, in cash or by credit card. And also we saw some different types of restaurant. For example, vegan restaurant, fast food restaurant, Italian restaurant, and the others. I hope you enjoyed our class and you learned something. So, next class you can tell me which one is your favorite restaurant and which type of different restaurants you found out in your city, okay? Dear students, we finished our class of Aprender a Estudar em Casa. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. See you next class. Goodbye.